Hello, and welcome back once again to Book 3, Chapter 14 of You Should Be Reading. This week, I'd like to talk to you about uh, this, these actually, Harley Quinn. This is a couple of compilation graphic novels of the first number of issues of the New 52 Harley Quinn, which, as you can see, uh, there we go. As you can see, interesting things happening. Not going to worry too much about this one, but yes, Harley Quinn. This this is something I've always admired the character of Harley Quinn. Ever since I first saw her in the animated series by Bruce Timm, uh, I love the entire concept, and she's only gotten better as time has gone on with different interpretations, more background coming up. You find out that she's not just some dim-witted bimbo, even though she kind of acts like one in a lot of places. No, no. She is quite intelligent because she's a psychiatrist who used to work at Arkham Asylum before falling in love with the Joker. Bad decision there. But overall, the entire character has always struck me as very interesting, and I've liked it. So I picked these up and I read through both of them in one night. It's rather quick because they are comic books, lots of images and whatnot. However, what I really like now, I'll put a caveat here because I have not actually read DC Comics pretty much ever. I've never been big into collecting comic books or anything like that. I love comic book characters. I love superheroes, supervillains, love all of that. But I've never really gotten around to collecting things. Kind of why I like the graphic novels and the way they're putting them out nowadays. It makes things a little easier. That being said, uh, and I'm definitely not into this whole New 52 stuff. Um, there was a whole big hubbub when it first came out, and everyone was all, "Oh, this is the greatest thing," or "Oh, this is the worst thing ever. What is DC thinking?" etc., etc. Never really got into it. Never really bought into the hype. Didn't really interest me. But I started seeing these around, the Harley Quinn, and I'm like, I'll pick them up. I've got another Harley Quinn from before the New 52 kicked in, so I figured I'd check out what she's like in this one. And oh my God, it is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Not only are these books a wonderful portrayal of Harley Quinn, not only have they consistently shown her as being more intelligent than she lets on. Uh, she even says in, I believe, the second book, towards the end of it, or maybe it's the end of the first one. Let me double check here. Yeah, it's towards the end of the second one. Uh, she's even kind of telling an origin story of herself, and that in her own words, in this particular incarnation, that her puddin, the Joker, uh, liked the ditzy personality that she had, so she pretended just to make him happy. Uh, the second book also delves, because you see the wonderful image here that they have of the Joker and her at odds on a beach somewhere. Uh, it it really delves into their relationship and the fact that she knows it's an abusive relationship. Um, Yet, like so many others stuck in that situation, there's always that hope that this time will be different, and so on. They actually portray that very well, uh, and she comes out of it, of course, because she's awesome and Harley Quinn. Uh, she doesn't really take any guff from him either, even though she says one of the lines that I really like is that she says that this time might be different. He may have changed. It's been years after all, etc., etc. However, she is not going to let him smack her around anymore. Absolutely not. She will beat him into the ground first. And that alone, just the fact that she has that hope, she has that flaw, that weakness to her, but yet she still has that strength to be able to hold her own and hold her head up high. It's a wonderful, uncompromising look at that sort of a personality, that sort of a relationship dynamic, and it's not really looked at enough. And the fact that it's looked at in her books that are full of zany, crazy hijinks. I mean, the entire first issue of Harley Quinn is her having a dream sequence where she's drawn in dozens, like a good dozen different art styles, arguing with the writers of her own comic book and the artists about uh, having the style be consistent and putting a book out once a month and all kinds of that, and just ripping on some of them. There's another scene where they totally rag on DC's New 52 in this book put out by DC. And in the second one, uh, she ends up meeting up with Power Girl and going to outer space for some zany adventures where they kind of take the piss out of Marvel and basically have her and Power Girl, go up against Manos to get an infinity ring off of him in order to go back home. They have to fight a giant slice of pizza too. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that sort of thing, that sort of uncompromising look at relationships and troubled relationships, um, in a book that has those sorts of crazy things happening in it, is kind of amazing and cool. So I'm all for that. If you guys haven't checked out Harley Quinn yet, I really think you do, because this week you should be reading New 52's Harley Quinn. And as always, if you like what I'm doing here, please give that like button a tap. Give that subscribe button a tap too if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of any new videos that I put out. Something comes out at least once a week. Um, and put some comments in the comment section. If you like Harley Quinn, if you like the comic books, if you like the New 52, if you hate it, let's get some discussion going, especially about Harley Quinn because she's awesome. Uh, so yes, I will leave it at that. And until next time, my friends, you all take care, and I will see you around.